Hello, hello. We are testing out the stream and we're doing a live reaction to What If Season 3. That's just dropped on Disney Plus, dropping every day this week on Disney Plus. Started out December 22nd with What If the Hulk Fought Mech Avengers. Okay, these are full spoiler alerts. We're also testing out the live stream on YouTube, giving it a go here on December 23rd. It's Monday. It's the week of Christmas. It feels like Christmas. Carrie and I are still working a little bit over here, but it's Christmas time. We're getting ready to shut it down. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. And a gift that I'm opening each morning right now is the season 3 of What If premiere on Disney Plus, the MCU animated TV show that is back again. And they're bringing back what they did last year, daily drops of the season each day this week. So starting December 22nd, just yesterday on Sunday, I think there's going to be 8 episodes. Got a list actually that we can refer to for a little help from the direct, giving us all of the list of episodes. We'll include this link in our episode description. And these even do look ahead to the future episodes, and you do get the title of them at least. I've been staying away from that. If you listen to the pod, you know how I am with spoilers, and I don't even want to know the title, honestly, just because it tells it's so giving. You can kind of start to picture what the episode's going to be, and you might start building up expectations of what it should be. And I just like getting dropped into what is it going to be today. And let's start with the premiere, episode 1, What If, season 3, quick reaction from me. Want to hear from you as well at mostlysuperheroes.com, mostly superheroes everywhere on socials. Spoiler alert. What if the Hulk fought Mech Avengers? If you saw our post on social media, I gave an instant reaction with a few words that are going to come to mind when you watch this, if you're of a certain age, and if you just enjoyed this as a straight up robot Avengers, that is what it's about. But things that were coming to my mind as a lifelong fan, a 35-year-old lifelong fan, Voltron, Transformers, Power Rangers. I mean, and all the stuff we've talked about with Voltron this year in Four Hands and the Voltron beer. We've done a lot of stuff with Voltron, so it's definitely top of mind. But this was awesome to see actually get played out in a What If episode. And the Marvel animation team is back. The writers are back. And I'll tell you this, all the actors are back. You are going to get a great ensemble in here. Already gave that spoiler alert. This is about Mech Avengers, giant robots. Some of our favorite Avengers, Sam Wilson, Captain America, played by Anthony Mackie. We got Mark Ruffalo playing his version of Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, and a great storyline between these two kind of being friends. Replaying out some scenes from like Captain America the Winter Soldier on your left. They've swapped the roles now. Now Anthony Mackie. We got Shuri in here with the actor that plays her in the movies. We got Monica Rambeau in this one, Shang-Chi, Moon Knight, and a lot more. Pretty much a whole Avengers team that's coming together, not just as the Avengers in their suits, and you get to see them in the What If animation style, but also with their own pairing Mech Avengers suit for the Gamma Wars. What were the Gamma Wars? Bruce Banner trying to solve his Hulk problem, kind of like he did in Endgame. He wants to get the Hulk out of him or make it work, and this time he tries to take it out, and he kind of succeeds for the first time, getting the Hulk out of his body. And what does it become? It pretty much becomes Godzilla. Like, I think this is the Godzilla tribute, essentially. It looks like a Godzilla. It might be even like a Godzilla villain. I think they even call this thing the Alpha, or the Alpha, the Omega, the Apex, maybe the Apex. And that might be like a Godzilla villain. This is where my Godzilla knowledge is just adjacent to those actual diehard Godzilla fans out there, but I've seen enough to know that there's a whole bunch of Godzilla ties to this show. What If season 3, episode 1, and it's a Hulk monster that essentially lays a bunch of mini Hulk monsters, but the big one, the Apex, I mean, it's huge. It's like the size of like Mount Everest. Like, it's just so big, and they develop these giant suits to fight them in the Gamma Wars. And it's just action packed, really cool action sequences, bigger scale. You can feel the scale of how big everything is. And again, complete nods to Voltron and Power Rangers and Transformers, the people that did this first. I think this episode even kicks off with like a kid watching the old school cartoons. That was something that was cool about this premiere, was they dropped you into the old school Marvel cartoons, the old Hulk, the old Iron Man. They gave him like longer hair, maybe the old Thor. Uh, you get all these Avengers in the old style cartoons, and it flashes out to a kid like watching on her iPad, eating a bowl of cereal. Like, this is the classic Saturday morning cartoon culture that they're again kind of giving a little nod to. Like, everything that's happening in this episode is about that frame of mind, that culture. And this episode delivered for me. It was just really fun. You got some personal stuff between Sam Wilson and Mark Ruffalo, getting to see like different sides of their characters, where I start to feel like this might help even with some future MCU stuff. Like, if you haven't been following a lot of the MCU movies and TV shows, What If can kind of catch you up on the overall tone of a character. I think that's what this show is doing pretty well, is they're bringing in characters that are familiar, refreshing you on their tone, letting you see them interact with characters in new ways and do different things. But when you see Captain America Brave New World, you might have a little bit more of a familiarity and a longing for that movie to come out if you've seen this season 3, episode 1 of What If, the Hulkverse Mech Avengers, because you get a lot of Sam Wilson. Anthony Mackie's playing the role. It feels awesome to have him in that Captain America role, like outside of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then the upcoming movie in February, Captain America Brave New World. So this episode is kind of getting me jazzed for that. So that's the first episode. Really having fun with the season so far. And we even want to go ahead and talk about the second one that's out so far. So watch for that. You're going to get a What If episode every day on Disney Plus. So we'll keep talking about it. Look for instant reactions and quick posts on our social media at Mostly Superheroes, and more reviews like this on the podcast. Subscribe and listen where you watch or listen to podcasts: YouTube, Spotify, Patreon, and mostlysuperheroes.com. It's all there. I'm your host, Logan. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Carrogan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.